y'all, we are here and we are finally getting our raised bed garden area working and functional and ready to go. That's what we've been working on for the past few weeks. It hasn't gone really all the way to plan, but Lance will fill you in on that in just a minute. But it's going to be an amazing space that's fenced, that we don't have to worry about redoing every year. So it'll be nice once it's done. The original plan was to just have a full garden area fenced in and then put the gravel down so we don't have to worry about weeding. But that didn't quite go according to plan.
So I guess I'm supposed to kind of fill you in on the project. We have about a fourth of it done is all, and it's been really slow. I get to work on it a couple of hours in the evening before it gets dark, and then on the weekend it'll rain and set us back a little bit. But the overall area is 20 feet wide by 40 feet long. It is insane how far you can misjudge elevation drop just standing and looking what seems like a tiny little bit. In my head, I looked at this like, oh, we probably lose about a foot or something. And I wanted 4-inch thick. This is 3/4 inch crusher run with fines. And so what happens is when they bring it, it has the dirt, the crushed rock mixed in with the chunks. This is good because it'll pack together really well. It'll be really solid. My goal was 4 inches across the whole thing to give us just a good sturdy base. And ordered the lumber, ordered the gravel before I got an actual measurement of how far down. Let's come around and look at it from the other side real fast. So this is at only 12 feet. You can see I have 8-inch cinder blocks. We're tapering it down in terraces instead of having a retaining wall at the bottom. But I even had to build up the gravel base just to get these 8-inch drops going. There's going to be 4 different levels, because what we found out before I started actually filling it and measured like I should have done is that there's a full 36-inch drop on the low side of our garden, which turned into a miniature nightmare. But we're not doing anything different than we would have done. We just would have known when we started that we needed twice as much gravel, maybe more than that. Anyway, the top tier is done. I'm working my way down. We're going to put fencing around the outside of this to keep the chickens and the goats out. There'll be a big gate. Actually, this is our gate. It's upside down because chickens would just walk underneath that. But this was rescued from my in-laws taking some fence down. They didn't need it. We said we can probably use that for something. And it's been hanging out here for a couple of years. And now it finally has a time to shine. In the center on the top side. And then we'll fence in the rest of the way around it. I'm probably going to put temporary netting across the bottom side just so she can get started building our planters, get some seeds in there, and we can have the chickens out. And then I'll take it down as I extend these levels. But yeah, the drop is way more severe than I ever thought. It's going to end up coming to right about here. So it'll be a nice big area, lots of space for her to do lots of things. But it has been an incredible headache because I don't do projects like this, and it's hard for me to anticipate everything that I need to prepare for. Anyway, yeah, this is our first snapshot so that she can start building, and we will have more to show as we go. So structure wise, we're using 4x4 pressure treated because these are going in the ground and they need to survive moisture and bugs and things. So pressure treated post, pressure treated 2x6s to make these kick panels. And you can see as I'm losing elevation, I wasn't planning on having multiple of these originally either, but to get that stair step effect, I have to fill at least the big gaps like this we're not worried about. I can bring a little dirt around the outside to make sure our gravel doesn't leak out. But these are cemented in. I borrowed a Ryobi electric auger that actually worked extremely well. I was a little surprised until we hit rock. It has a little bit of problems, but yeah, we got these set. The spacing is not going to be even just because the cadence at which the hill drops down. We're doing a 12-foot section and then two 10-foot sections and then an 8-foot section at the bottom. So these are spaced 6 feet apart just to split the difference evenly. The next two are only 5 feet apart. But that's just helping me with math, and I didn't want to try to span a full 12 or 10 feet. I wanted to secure it a little more often than that, so we're just cutting the spans in half. But that's how we're doing it.
My first tier is all ready to go, thanks to my amazing husband, Lance. And we've got our first 2 garden beds to go in. Now, Vego was amazing, and they sent us so many things to get our garden jump started this year. So this whole process we're gonna document from start to finish. But the first thing we're gonna put in are these 2 beds that go right here in the entryway. They'll eventually have an arched trellis, which we'll put on, but for today, we're just gonna get these done and built. I have put together the Easy Cube, which was like a plastic one that was snap and go. These are slightly different, so I guess we will see how easy they are to put on. Let's go ahead and dive into these and see. So these 2 are the 9-in-1 beds, and they are 26 inches tall. They're packed really well in here with all the screws, and the instructions seem pretty clear. So hopefully we will be able to get them put together reasonably quickly. Okay, we've got it all unboxed and laid out, ready to go. One thing I noticed when I pulled these out, like I said, we've done Vego beds before, but they've been the plastic snap together ones. This metal is so incredibly sturdy. I was shocked at how thick and nice it is coming out of this box. Sometimes you get some of these things and they're so flimsy and you just know they're not going to last. This was shockingly sturdy. So I'm really excited to get these put together. The goats are trying to help here. Get along. Oh, hello, little Ethel. You don't have to walk on all my things. So we have several different size beds. These 2 that we're putting together today are the 9-in-1. They're 26 inches tall. And the thing with these is that you can configure them in a bunch of different ways. So for these, what we're gonna do is we are going to make them into, here, all up in the business. So for these, we are gonna make them into 3.5 by 6.5 foot beds. So we'll have 2 3.5 foot by 6.5 foot beds. So it's gonna be on each short side is gonna be a curve, a straight piece, and a curve. And then there's gonna be 3 straight pieces in the middle, and then the curve, straight piece, curve. So it should be fairly simple. Lance got me the Ryobi little screwdriver out, and it looks like they just bolt together. So let's go for it. This is not, I'm not the putter together in our family, but here I am. He spent so much time putting this bed together, I couldn't ask him to do another thing. So we're gonna try it. Let's see how easy it is. And if I can do it, anybody can do this. So it looks like on the top 2 rows, we're gonna use these capped nuts, and then the rest of the rows down, we're gonna put these regular nuts. And I guess that's because continually the others are gonna be covered up by soil and things. And then the exposed ones get the specialty nut. So this is doable with 1 person, but it's way easier. I think it's gonna be way easier with 2, so I recruited some help. All right, MJ is gonna come help me hold the one side while I screw in the other. Okay, so we have this all built. We went ahead and put the protective edge around the top. Now we're gonna build some braces to put inside. You're supposed to build 4 braces to go in it. So, all right, MJ, you ready to get started on that? The goats are really trying to help us today. All right, here we go. The finished bed, and we've got the braces in the middle of it. One whole bed done. So this first one went together really well. I definitely would say it's a 2-person job, especially with as tall as it is. If you had a shorter one, which they do sell shorter ones, you could have reached over. My arms just aren't long enough to reach over. You saw me struggling at the beginning, so it was really nice to have help. But it was really simple to just put them all together, slap the little thing on the top, and then put the braces in the middle. So, and it's very pretty, it's sturdy and well made. The other thing I might say is sometimes when we were getting the beds lined up, you could see tiny little scratches from where they lined up. So if you don't want the scratches, if you're really concerned about making sure it's pristine, it comes with a protective film. You could just leave that on when you put it together and then pull it off after. You just have to pull it away from the screws. So it might be a little annoying, but if you're concerned about no scratches at all, that might be your way to go. But otherwise, this was really simple and beautiful, and I am so excited to get soil in it. Let's get the other one built. Well, Lance proved handily that you can do this as a 1-person job if you have long arms.